even when we look at understand astrology from just the old perspective, just the original perspective, because everybody wants to jump on exaltation, debilitation of planets. Okay, but again, we have missed the boat in terms of why certain thing is exalted and when and how should we perceive and trying to understand that. And obviously, you and I both have been lucky to be under this one particular teacher to understand such concepts. So, for us, the very first thing, if I was to ask someone that, tell me about exaltation planet and why they're exalted. Clearly, if somebody has studied Vedic astrology, even the classics, they're going to say that sun is the first planet that is exalted in Aries. Why? Because it is our soul. It is the Atma. And on the second level, they'll say it burns. It's hot and it burns you because it wants you to get birth and burn your karma. Right? And then also the other thing is, especially in time cycles of astrology, we start the dashas with Ketu.
Yeah.
Ketu, and then Mercury, Venus, and then certain people start the dasha cycle from Kritika, Sun. Okay, that is the birth of the universe. However, if we just also look at the simplicity again, it comes back to the whole simplistic point of view. That when a child is created, okay, where is it created?
In the womb.
In the womb.
Yeah.
Child is born from the womb. Who is the womb? Whose womb is it? Mother.
Yeah.
What is the mother in astrology?
It's a moon.
Moon. Our life starts from the moon.
True.
Our life starts from the moon, from the womb. And moon is exalted where? Taurus. So when we are born, the first planet that is actually exalted is moon in the sign of Taurus in nakshatra of Kritika. Okay? The fire of life comes in Kritika. Sun is not exalted in Kritika. Sun is exalted in Ashwini nakshatra at 10 degrees.
Yes.
But it is moon that is exalted in Kritika. So we have to understand that the moon is life force. Moon is the one that gives us prana. Moon is the mother, and this is why it's exalted in the second house of resources, sustenance. Our ability to eat comes through the mother first and foremost. For at least most of us. But even if you don't have a mother, you were born somehow through the mother. But let's say even if your mother passed away very early on, you were still nourished. Nourishment came in, which is again the second house. Moon says, I'm exalted in the second house because I want to give you nourishment. And once you are having the nourishment, you're having the vitamins and proteins that you need, then comes this next stage. So which is the next planet that is exalted in?
Right now,
we're not considering it wrong. So Jupiter is exalted.
Yeah.
So why do you think Jupiter is now? Now, why is Jupiter the second planet that is exalted?
Now, based on what you said about moon and mother connection, I feel Jupiter is like connected to education, knowledge, wisdom, philosophy, all these things. So when a child is born and then he grows, the first I think even the first few years of a child is connected with the planet moon, they say.
Yeah.
And then Jupiter becomes much more prominent in your life. So if like the child is going after little bit of growth, the child is going to school or maybe understanding the knowledge, understanding the scriptures, maybe all the Jupiterian activities are much more enhanced in a person's life. So this is what I feel. After moon comes the Jupiter. Because Jupiter gives the energy for understanding or for knowledge, for wisdom. Not the letters when you are in kindergarten.
Yeah.
It is first few letters. And it's interesting, even in Hindu philosophy, they used to do Munj, that thread ceremony.
The thread ceremony in
that is
South India.
Yeah. I think in Brahmin community they do all over India, and that is at the 8th year of life.
8th year of life. That is still young.
That is still young. So that is where they say that.
That's where your guru is being activated. You have to learn how intelligence needs to work. Because Jupiter is intelligence. It says we're gonna give you this thread. We're gonna do this ceremony where now you have to learn and grasp the wisdom, not the just education, the wisdom of this earth, the wisdom of this planet. And that's what's exalted in that 4th house, because the ceremony happens in the home. It is still the home. It is still, you're still under the umbrella of the mother. You still want your mother at bed, wants you to put you to sleep. And so the wisdom really starts when you're with the mother, under the umbrella of the family and protection. That's where Jupiter starts.
And here it's like moon, 3 degree. Then comes your Cancer, correct?
Yeah.
Or Jupiter. Maybe I should not write Cancer. Jupiter has like 5 degrees. Correct? So it's like, yeah, Jupiter is 5 degrees.
Okay. So, and then after Jupiter, what's the next planet that's exalted?
I think exaltation happens in the Leo.
Yeah.
But then we have Mercury here. Mercury at 15 degree of Virgo.
Okay. So Mercury is the 3rd planet that is exalted.
Yeah.
Okay. So pretty much, as you know, Mercury is the stepchild of Jupiter.
Yes.
So it is similar to Jupiter. Now, Jupiter gives you the wisdom. Now Mercury in the 6th house is exalted, that you go out in the world. Competition. Where's the competition starts from?
6th house.
Meaning, no. Like in our point of life, where does competition starts from?
In the workspace.
When we when we just, even in school,
Right.
students are competing against each other. So now Jupiter says, you have the wisdom from me. Now use Mercury's discernment, use Mercury's analytical skills and skills of logic and reasoning to have yourself learn the reality of this life. See, this is why Jupiter is the higher octane of intelligence. Mercury is lower. Lower doesn't mean bad. Lower meaning you have to not deal with the earthly plane. Okay, so let's say we are here in our work in DC. We have to interact with people. I cannot give Gayatri Mantra to people before I start talking to them. I gotta talk that English language. I gotta talk in a more entrepreneurial manner.
Speech is a part of
Speech. I have to start talking. I have to start saying, okay, so how do I make this deal? What should we do in this contract with the deal that we're doing? That's Mercury. So Mercury now gives you that ability to take that wisdom and use it in your competitive behavior so you can excel. And then comes
I have something more to say. It's nice to see because it's like the mother, father, and the child. It comes in
mother, father, and the child.
comes in a row. It's like this part. It's like mother, father.
It's all like internal family.
Yes, exactly. And then another important thing is if you see Nandra Kavacham.
Yeah.
We were talking about the other day. Mercury is given as residing in the throat of the Kalpurush, they say.
Mercury is what?
Residing in the throat of the Kalpurush.
Residing in the throat of
Kalpurush.
Okay.
And Rahu is on the tongue, they say.
And this is where Rahu is actually said to be exalted in
Some
Virgo.
people consider Rahu.
Rahu was, besides Taurus and Scorpio, Virgo and Pisces were Rahu and Ketu.
Correct. So that's how I can see the why Mercury.
And they also say Rahu in the 6th house destroy the enemies, because you'll have the ability to destroy enemy through your speech, your competition, your cleverness.
Correct.
And then cleverness can be all kinds. One can be you're a smart businessman, one can be you're cheating people. So again, we're not saying that it's one good thing. It can go in any.
And remember, in school days, what you do poetry, poetry recitation, verses.
Yeah.
That's all connected
Dictation.
to dictation.
Yeah, Jupiter doesn't care for dictation. Jupiter wants to give you the wisdom. Now comes the actual teacher, the lower form teacher, to teach you about the world and the dictation and all that. Then the next planet that is exalted,
Saturn, correct?
Yeah.
Saturn, which is at 20 degree of Libra.
20 degree of Libra. So this is where once you have learned your wisdom, you have learned that actual mathematics. See, Mercury is teaching you mathematics, science, everything related to what's here. Then you go into the process. Now, this is not like real world here. We're still on that Vedic world. Now, Saturn says you have to learn to control your breath. Swati is breath. Okay, that means now you do your yoga. You do your yoga, you center yourself through your breath. You open your Ingalanadi, Pingalanadi, and your Shushana becomes active. Now you're like, okay, so the wisdom that I received, okay, the nourishment I received, the wisdom I received, and then the logic that I received, I now understand how to use it in the world. I was learning this whole time. And now this is my test to see how am I being prepared to show this in the world. This is why Saturn is exalted in the sign of Libra of justice. That hey,
Showing the world,
the seventh house, the other people, that hey, don't shift the balance all to yourself. Because like they say in economics, if everybody is rich, if everybody just wants to be rich and not be middle class, at one point this is going to revolt. The lower people are going to revolt against you. But if you keep a balance of middle class and just rich and middle class, everybody's middle class, there won't be any fights, there won't be any revolution. But what happens is, this is why if we don't have this basic Vedic knowledge or astrological knowledge, forget even Vedic, astrological knowledge, if you don't learn it at a young age, that hey, I shouldn't get all the lollipops for myself. I shouldn't take all the food for myself or all the cake for myself. Give some for my friends. So they don't feel like they're being cheated and they will not come after me later on. So if they have to vote somebody in as a leader, they will not ignore me. They will take me as a serious person. This is why Saturn says, with the balancing of the breath, you will balance the life in front of you. You will balance, you make decisions where it's not just all about me. I want to be a billionaire. Forget everybody else. I want to take my company public. No, it's all about, I have enough money to live. I'm happy. Let me just help other people now. That's where Saturn comes in. So now, the nadis are open. We have done our kriya. We have done our yoga, hatha yoga. Now, what's the next planet that is exalted? So Mars, okay, is in the 10th house in Capricorn. So what is 10th house?
So now you go for work.
Work.
Go
No, but first, what is the 10th house though? No, not in today's terms. We want to know how the rishis were thinking with exaltation, debilitation. So what is the 10th house, you think, in that time?
This is for exertion, not putting efforts.
Efforts.
To basically gain or to earn or whatever it can be.
But see, in the Vedic terms, the Capricorn sign and the 10th house is obligation to society. Because if I learned all my knowledge up to Saturn, what am I going to do? Just take it for myself and not spread because somebody else taught me that knowledge. It becomes my obligation to society to show them the right way. I have to be this disciplined, principled Mars. Because I needed discipline to learn my breathing. Mars becomes the higher octane of discipline where I'm like a soul. You have to be the soldier in this day, right? Wake up 4 a.m. in the morning. You have to make sure your clothes are neat and clean. You say a certain language. When somebody comes, you respect them. You salute to them. That becomes Mars. So it's our obligation to society that, hey, I'm going to teach this to society what I have learned. Pass down my knowledge, and I'm going to fight for us as people to not take this knowledge away that is being passed down. That becomes that Vedic understanding of Mars at 28th degree of Capricorn. Okay, and then 20th degree obviously is Dhanishta. Dhanishta Nakshatra, Bhishma Pitama. That once you give an oath to someone or to your students or to society that look, I'm going to fight for you and I am going to make sure that you guys learn the wisdom, the correct wisdom that I learned to my last breath. I'll rather die than to either go against my principles or I'd rather die than not teach you. This is so nowadays we think Mars exalted, you have to fight for your right. You have to fight for your position. So how you see in this Kali place, everything is now to the lower octane of the exaltation understanding. Where Mars in Capricorn is like, I want to fight for society, not just for myself. I'm not here to fight for my own promotion. I want to make sure all these colleagues get the money they want. So this way, when they have money, when they have position, they feel good and they will do the work alongside me. Because if let's say You and I are working here as office workers. We haven't gotten a promotion in 10 years. Like I do career consultation, people haven't gotten a promotion 5 years, 6 years, they want to leave. That's what happens when you do not respect that other person, because you're separating someone amongst other people, that you only get the raise out of the whole office, but I'm not going to give anybody a raise here. Well, the productivity will go down. Why? Because you have now suddenly raised one person, but it's like that economics, that cluster of economics that is happening. It's a complete clusterfuck if you look at it, where the richer get richer, poor get poor, and one day it's all just gonna revolt, and they're thinking right now they have the best piece of the pie. They have their yachts, they have their boat, they have their Ferraris and all the cars. But if the others are suffering, at one point you're not going to be able to sustain that. You can't even go out on the street without people throwing stones at you. So this is where Mars is saying that fight for society, make sure everything is running the way it's supposed to run. Don't let this imbalance come in, because you are taking the position of Saturn. That's the position of Saturn.
Yeah, this is the house of Saturn.
The house of Saturn. You have to make sure things are balanced in Capricorn more than even Libra. Libra, you are okay in balancing your breath. And this is why relationships, 7th house of relationship, is the most unbalanced part of our life. Less than 50% people or 10% people say my relationship is perfect, everything is good. There's always imbalance. Every marriage is imbalanced. Every relationship becomes imbalanced. But then once you have mastered this, then comes which planet?
That means here is Venus, correct?
Venus. At 25th degree, I believe? 27 degrees. So once you have now, at the Capricorn age, you're like 40, 50, okay? Back in the days, probably even 30. That you have learned, you became a teacher at 18, literally 18, a guru, and you started teaching, okay? But what happens here, now once you retire, okay, now you have to go towards devotion to God. Like, God, I did your work. I learned everything that you wanted me to learn in this Bhuloka. But now, I'm going to devote myself to you.
It's Revati also, right?
It's Revati.
And it's not only love for human beings, but love for everyone.
Love for everyone. It's a worldly love. Because once you got God realized, then there's no like my love, my children's love, my wife's love. The barometer now then opens up. Okay? It opens up. And once you have God realization, what's the last planet to be exalted?
It finally becomes the sun. Right?
Sun. You understand yourself now. Now you understand yourself. You don't understand yourself as soon as you're born. That's such bullshit that we have learned. We can rely. Okay, we may look at that in a modern astrological way, but only when you have God realization of Venus in the 12th. See how important Venus is. How important Venus is, that you realize. It's not Guru who's giving you God realization. It is Venus that is giving you God realization. And once you have had that, you understand your true inner soul. Everybody wants to know themselves. Until you go through all these exalted paths in your life,
It's from here to here.
here, all the way to there, forget it. You're not understanding yourself. Everybody think, oh, I know myself better than you. No, you don't. You fucking don't. And that's the sad part. And this is how I think astrology needs to be taught from its beautiful original origins. Why is it that and once you learn this, now we understand. When we see Venus exalted in a birth chart, now we know what to say. Like, you just want to escape in a relationship, huh? Because you're looking for something so great. You're so picky in a relationship because you're looking for something so perfect that it doesn't exist. That's what happens with Venus and Pisces. Why? Because a human doesn't realize, normal human, that no, I'm actually looking for a godly individual. I'm looking for God realization.
Today about Friday escaping.
Yeah. Friday. Okay, so today is Friday. We're filming this. Yeah. Beautiful, you brought that up. We always, as soon as 12 o'clock hits, in the afternoon. People can't wait. They're texting their friends. Hey, where are we meeting? What movie are we seeing? They're calling their boyfriends, girlfriends. Hey, what are we going to do tonight? We are looking to escape as soon as Venus comes in. That means Venus is strong in the evening. We have our dates in the evening. We go to clubs. We go to movie theaters. We just want to drink ourselves like Pisces. We want to be intoxicated on Friday. Why? Because that's where Venus is. Venus wants to be intoxicated with God realization. And this is why on Friday we don't want to escape our work. How soon? Oh my God. Oh, it's 3 o'clock. 1 more hour. I'm going to leave. 1 more hour. I'm going to leave. And this is how beautiful. Once you understand this, you understand every day, each day of your life. This is why when Venus is debilitated in Virgo, you will notice person gets the most beautiful, stunning looking woman, stunning looking person. A woman with debilitated Venus, especially like in Chitra Nakshatra, she's picturesque, she's photogenic. She walks in the room, she'll light the room. Venus in Pisces, my understanding of Venus in Pisces for such a long time, oh, you're going to get a beautiful, amazing person. Now, of course, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I'm just talking real shit here. We think this person's going to get a beautiful like Aishwarya Rai, Priyanka Chopra, Cindy Crawford, Venus in Pisces. Where we don't understand, you're getting it directly in the opposite direction, which is the illusion of the world. This is where Rahu is exalted in Virgo.
This makes by Ketu is also some people.
Ketu is exalted in the 12th house. Devotion.
Yeah.
Moksha. And only when you get moksha, you understand this is who I was. This is who I am.
And Rahu, they say brain. They say Lord. He applies brain. Mercury. Right?
Brain. That's it. This is the simplicity of planets and astrology at the most beautiful level.